Good evening, everybody. Live from Lincoln Financial Field. You are locked on to the game day edition of Quick Slants. It is presented by Nissan. I'm Derek Gunn.
Yeah, you over there live over there, and I'm sitting in studio. But, hey, we're both ready for some football, bro.
Yeah, before we get to the topics, Barrett, I just want to give you some news that has been updated. Shortly after 4 o'clock today, I was informed that Sproles will play in the game tonight. He has been out here going through pregame warm-ups, and I was told that he has been cleared. He's good to go. He's listed as questionable all throughout practice last week, all throughout the weekend, but he has finally gotten clearance to play in this game tonight. What a frustrating season it has been for Darren Sproles. Hasn't played in a game since the season opener against the Atlanta Falcons. He tried to come back a few weeks ago and re-aggravated that hamstring injury. He told us at his locker on Friday that for all intents and purposes he was gearing up to play in his game tonight, and he also informed us that it was more than just a hamstring strain, which leads me to believe that there was a significant tear in there somewhere. But as of right now, Darren Sproles topics at hand. Now, we know the Eagles situation. Eagles, Redskins, right here at Lincoln Financial Field tonight. The Dallas Cowboys upset the New Orleans Saints last Thursday. They control the division at 7-5. The Redskins right now a half game back, and of course you know the Eagles situation. So Barrett, we put this one in a category of a must-win game for the Birds tonight. With that said, what's going through a player's mind right now?
Well, at this point, this is a 5-game playoff series before they even get to the playoffs, or if they even get to the playoffs. That's what they're thinking, especially if you're a veteran player. You're thinking, how can I get these younger guys motivated? Just like last week, Malcolm Jenkins went there and said, hey, we got to simplify things a little bit, make things easier for these young guys to go up there and play. And what happens? They played up to their abilities. They took it into it saying, all right, we have a guy, one of the best receivers in the country. I'm going to make sure that I shut him down. I want to make a name for myself, and that's how they went out there and played, and it worked out perfectly for this team to go out there and beat this Giants team. But we're going into the second week now that these guys are going to go out there and try to perform. I don't know what's going on with the secondary. I don't know who's going to be playing at this point, but if those young guys get in, you have to make sure you simplify things, make sure they can go out there and play effective. And the only way you can do that is they know what to do. So give them something simple so they play fast. That way they can go out there and dictate tempo as opposed to running around there not knowing what to do. Because when you don't know what to do, you don't play fast because you don't know how to get where you're supposed to be. So hopefully they simplify things and keep them simplified, and as they go forward, we can make sure that we can go out there and play with the tempo in which we want to dictate as opposed to the Washington Redskins.
Now, Barrett, that all sounds plain and good, but as you know, because you played this game for more than a decade, sometimes when you get in a pressure cooker like this, you know, every player handles pressure differently. And some players may even overthink the situation,
right,
which takes them out of their game mentally.
Right, you know, and that's what you have to stop, you know. Just like this guy right here. Sproles coming in. Let's not hope we go out there and overthink these and want to put too much on this table going into the game. We have to make sure that we give him moderate reps and not go in and make him a starter, you know, like they did the first game. Then at Carson, of course, we have to make sure we get things going with him. We have to score in the first quarter. I don't want him to go out there and say, all right, I'm going to put the whole pressure of this team winning on me, but I want him to say, all right, I'm going to be a big contributor on this game going forward and us winning this game. Let's try to go in the first quarter and score points. We're the last team as far as scoring points in the first quarter. Let's take the simple things first and go out there, dictate the tempo, and then we'll see where we go after the first quarter. Well, Derek, hey, we have some matchup. We focus on the Eagles. Let's see what the offense does. Who's going to be your matchup going into this game with the Redskins defense against our offense?
Well, Barrett, I think first and foremost, the one matchup that I will be watching closely tonight has to be Ryan Kerrigan going against Lane Johnson. Kerrigan has 10.5 career sacks against this Eagles offense, and he always gives Lane Johnson and the Eagles running game and the offensive line problems. You have to know where Ryan Kerrigan is at all times. Now, you know, Barrett, how it is with you offensive linemen. A defensive lineman can get one sack on you, and no matter what you do the rest of the game, the only thing people remember is that guy got a sack against you,
right,
so he supposedly got the better of you, which is such is not the case. But in this case of Ryan Kerrigan here, what you don't see on the stats that he does, he's so disruptive in terms of disrupting a team's running game, and also just getting in a quarterback's face, making that quarterback hear the footsteps to take him off his game and take him off his target for, if only for a brief moment. So you have to know where Ryan Kerrigan is at all times. Number two, can this Redskins defense stonewall the Eagles running game? We've heard all season long, time in and time out, Doug Peterson talks about, well, we want to run the football tonight, and all of a sudden he gets away from it. Well, they ran the football last week, and look what happened for Josh Adams. 22 carries, 84 yards. He averaged almost 4 yards a carry. Now, this Redskins defense comes in ranked number 8th in the league against the run, but it is also a defense like the Eagles' run defense that has been very generous as of late. In the last 4 games, the Redskins defense has given up over 100 yards to opponents. So the Eagles need to smack this team in the mouth early, make them feel the pressure of the run game, and keep running it down their throats until the Redskins try to stop it. The Giants couldn't stop them last week. Make the Redskins feel that they can't stop it. And number 3, the Eagles have to convert on third down situations.
That's a must.
The last 4 games, again, the Redskins' opponents over the last 4 games have converted almost 58% of their third down attempts. So the Eagles' offense has to keep this defense backpedaling on its heels and sustain drives and punch in 3s and not 7s. So those 3 particular things are what we need to see tonight.
Well, you know, I'm going to go with this guy right here. Zach Ertz has to make sure that he has a game in which he can go out there and play. But Carson, I hope this guy understands that they're going to try to double team him. And DJ Swearingen and HaHa Clinton Dix are the guys that are going to do it. Carson is going to have to find a way not to just focus on Zach Ertz. Although that's going to be the key matchup for their defense, I really think that he has to go to his other receivers, which puts Josh Norman in a predicament because he's going to want to go out there and cover Alshon Jeffrey. Now, that's a key matchup to me also. Alshon Jeffrey and Zach Ertz have to play and cover a lot of real estate in the open areas in which Carson is trying to go out there and dictate the tempo to. I like the fact that DJ Swearingen thinks that he can cover Zach Ertz man-to-man. I really think that's going to be a key matchup that Carson's going to go out there and make sure that he wins that. But on the outside, we have to make sure that we get the ball to Alshon. I want more big plays from him. Get the ball down the field like he did last year. Although he's going to have Josh Norman on him, I really don't think that he can cover him because, like I said, even though Alshon doesn't seem like he's open, he's always open. Even though he has tight coverage on him, he has a huge catch radius. He can maneuver. He can move his body. He can shield off smaller DBs like like Norman and make sure that he can go up and catch the ball at the high point. So let's make sure we get these key matchup in Ertz and Alshon, and that way this offense can stay on time and keep the sticks moving.
All right, let's flip the script a little bit here. Eagles defense against Colt McCoy and the Redskins offense. Give me some insight there, big fella.
It all comes in the interior. Jernigan has to be the guy. Timmy Jernigan can go out there. He's going to be playing against 2 guards that were backups. This is the key matchup. Because he's so explosive, he's the guy that goes out there, and this team really feeds off his energy and enthusiasm. Him being back into the fold really gets this defensive line a little more up front. He can collapse the pocket from the interior at that one technique. Yes, everybody says that Fletcher Cox is a guy that goes out and really makes the things happen, but now you have both of them. Now when you're a offensive coordinator, you pick your poison. Do you double king the guy that's right next to the quarterback in the one technique right there by Colt McCoy, or do you double team one of the most explosive 3 techniques in the league and Fletcher Cox, who's 2 players out? I don't know how that. I want to secure the middle of the field, so I'm going to double team him, which means you might have a lot of single blocks on Fletcher Cox. Hopefully we can take advantage of that, collapse that pocket, get pushed in the middle, so you make Colt McCoy run around as opposed to sitting there and picking you apart from the on the defense side of the ball. We have to make sure we do that. Then we have to make sure that both sides of the defensive line and the defensive backs are hand in hand. They have to work hand in hand because the success of the defensive line puts that secondary that's young in a better predicament. That way we can get a couple Colt McCoy errant passes because of the pass rush. So they go hand in hand together. Hopefully that's what we'll get, and we get a couple of these errant passes from Colt McCoy.
All right, I want to see this Eagles defense pin its ears back to front 7 and just get after Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy has been around the block a few times, but Colt McCoy has not played a lot of games as of late. Now the pressure's on Colt McCoy because he's supposed to lead this Redskins team to the playoffs. Well, in his outing last week against the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas defense got after him all night long, made him uncomfortable. He threw 3 interceptions compared to 2 touchdown passes. So that's what this Eagles defense has to duplicate. Don't let this this man get comfortable in the pocket, move him off the spot, get a good hit on him every now and then, make him feel the pressure coming, make him hear the footsteps coming so that he's looking side to side instead of looking down the field trying to find his target. And number two, you have to keep Adrian Peterson in the corral. Now, I know it's listed as questionable for tonight.
That's going to be
tough.
He's
got a sore shoulder, but I expect Adrian Peterson to play in this game tonight. Bear, we've watched this Eagles deep run defense the last 4 weeks look like a picket fence. Go back to the beginning of the season, this team was the #1 run defense in the National Football League. All of a sudden, they've slided away down to number 12 and 13 against the run in the NFL. Obviously, injuries has something to do with that. But you're going to have to buckle up, plug up the gaps, and stop this man, because when Adrian Peterson sticks his foot in the ground and turns up to go, he is hard to bring down. He runs right through arm tackles. So you can't let him get to that second level, or it's going to be a long night for this Philadelphia Eagle defense.
Also, key matchup we need. Key matchup we need to look at is Chris Thompson's back. We know how he kills this Eagles defense, him coming out the backfield. I'm thinking Camu Grugier-Hill, this is going to be his assignment. How does he step up and go out there and cover a guy like Chris Thompson? That's a key matchup. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, Chris Thompson, of course, coming back from a broken rib. He was listed as questionable, but we are hearing earlier today and even over the last hour that he is expected to play tonight. And you're right, Bear, because he's more lethal as a pass catcher out of the backfield and as a blocker for this team than he is running the football.
Absolutely.